Welcome to MSA Weekly. I'm Bill Sammons. This is Hunter Bradford, and we're going to be talking more about integration today, the integration department here at MSA. And when I walked into this room, I felt my IQ drop by about 20. I completely do not understand what you do. So, Hunter, I'm going to ask you about that. But first, let's find out a little bit about you. How long have you worked at MSA, and what's your background?
I've been working with MSA for just under 5 years. It'll be 5 years in June. This was my first job out of college. I went to the University of Delaware.
Okay, what'd you study there?
I have a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering.
Tell me a little bit about what you do here at MSA.
So my title is the Systems Architect. After the jobs get sold, I'm given an equipment list and I make wiring diagrams and also do a majority of our programming. I like to get most of that done before we actually go on the job, so the other guys know where wires need to be run, what they're connecting to.
Okay. Avoid a lot of surprises, a lot of expensive surprises down the road.
As much as possible.
One of the things that you work with is something called QSys. I'm not really familiar. I remember Crestron back in the day because I'm older, but explain QSys and what it's used for.
So QSys and Crestron, they are fairly similar. So it's a all-in-one audio processing and control unit all over the network. So you have different network endpoints to where you can transfer audio, and it is basically building blocks, very intuitive. So you can pull in pretty much any sort of block you want, EQs, compressors, mixers, and it's all just a very nice and easy way of processing audio and sending it where you need to go.
Let's use a church environment. How would a church incorporate QSys into their system, and why would they?
With QSys, I can make it as complicated or as simple as the customer needs.
Okay.
So if you have not very technical people, I can give them on a touchscreen a fader that needs to go up and down, or can give them access to all of your EQs and audio processing, depending on kind of the level of expertise of them.
So really in any environment, not just church environment, any environment, you can make it just a complex system user-friendly.
Mm-hmm. So this is just one I was working on. This is for some upgrades in the Lewis Public Library that we're turning two of it's a training and a conference room into a hybrid meeting space. So they can have, bring in their own laptop and then have a microphone in the ceiling so that they can have back and forth conversations over Zoom or Teams.
Okay.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, because there you would have people, not just volunteers, but people from the outside coming in to use the room.
Yeah, anybody can rent the space and basically have just as much control as they need.
Wow. So you would make that user friendly. They don't have to understand the back end of what's happening. You hit a button or two and it's done.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Make it as simple as possible.
And video, does it control video as well, or just audio?
Yep. So we're actually putting in PTZ cameras, which are just one cable networked cameras that can be sent to pretty much any computer device connected. So the people on Zoom or Teams can actually see what's going on in the room.
And as far as controlling the PTZ camera, is that done through QSys as well?
Yep. So I can integrate that right on the touchscreen. You can have a preview of what's actually being shown.
Okay.
You can save presets.
So you could have it on podium or this seat or whatever you could preset that kind of stuff. One of the bigger projects that you've done recently was the Delaware State Fair. Tell us what you did there.
The Delaware State Fair also has a QSys system. So we have, I would say, 12 buildings all connected through fiber optic cable into one large QSys system. Basically, you can route any audio from any building anywhere on the entire fairground.
Give me for instance, how they would use that.
They have a lot of different seasonal events and conventions that span multiple buildings. So doing that, you could have one central hub, say in like the exhibit hall, but they could also be using, say, the Dover building or even Memorial Hall as, more overflow or different exhibit space. But you could say pick up the microphone in the exhibit hall and have that out in all of those other auxiliary buildings.
The fair being held at the time of the year, it is thunderstorms come through there a lot. And isn't it also set up to help with really bad weather to make announcements at different areas?
In the main admin building, We have a microphone set up with a map on there where you can select your zones, or there's an all zone button to where if you pick up that microphone and start talking, it goes everywhere. All outdoor speakers, indoor speakers,
Right.
just a large paging system.
Can this be controlled remotely?
Yeah, so as long as you're on the Wi-Fi, anybody that has the app can connect to the Wi-Fi and pull up any of the touchscreen controls in any of the buildings. They don't have to be in the building or even at the touchscreen. So they could walk around, oh, it's a little too loud here. I can turn it down just straight from my phone.
Well, very good. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. And we'll see you next time on MSA Weekly.